And we are set to go with fight number one from the iconic Sahara Theater here in Las Vegas.
Attaman is what? The Kumba man and a Kumba Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. I don't even know what Kumba means.
About to find out.
I need to see this now. I am very curious.
It's a martial art that sounds like it was invented back in the mid-90s as a way to get into the UFC.
A lot of movement from Bolden.
Do you say kumbaya if it's like a karate chop?
Right. Oh, that's a good one.
That's it.
I like that.
A lot of feints, outside leg kick.
Talking about these amateur rounds, it's very much a sprint, 2 minutes. You can't really waste too much time before you get your offense going if you want to make a statement.
Yeah, 2 minutes is it's a blink of an eye, man. You're just now getting warm, you're probably just now starting to sweat. So, you don't have time to do a big game plan. Big risk right there by Attaman. He's got to be careful running in with his head up like that. It's a good way to get popped. Ooh,
wow, hard kick. Attaman with a nice little hook there on the break that just grazed the head of Bolden.
Bolden's content to sit outside, touch with the jab, touch with low kicks. Attaman's throwing one nice leg kick, but he went away from it. Ooh.
Trying to close that distance here as Attaman he does, and now we're going to see them work the clinch.
It's a bull in the china shop approach. Sometimes it works. Ooh, good uppercut sticking inside by Bolden. Attaman just chucking hands though.
Already into the final 30 seconds of this opening round, you've got to believe that a statement really needs to be made by both men if they want to walk back to their corner feeling confident that they took this first round.
After that initial flurry, slowing down a little bit, kind of feeling each other out here, but down to the final 10 seconds of round number one between these two.
Ooh, better watch the heads there. Big swing and a miss by Attaman.
And round number one is in the bag. Chris, what do you think? I mean, that was pretty evenly matched between those two. Is there an edge, in your opinion?
That's a hard one to score, man. I think if anybody's going to get it, it may be Attaman just for the activity. He's a little bit more reckless in his approach, but he was throwing. Bolden's a little bit content with playing the outside game and feeling it out, but 2 minute rounds, that's not really a great option.
I look at a 5-minute round, and a lot is made about, positioning to the fence, and if your back is near the cage, sometimes judges, award the center man, and, in a 2-minute round, Attaman was controlling the center of the cage the entire time. It's really important. Every second that goes by in these amateur rounds means so much.
Yeah, that's a big thing, too. Even though your professional rounds are 5-minute rounds, with these 2-minute rounds, they're going to teach you the important lesson of you've got to make the most of the time you have in the cage. And at 2 minutes, you can't afford to mess around. You kind of got to be fearless.
Still looking fresh right now. Didn't take a stool in between rounds there. Just kind of bouncing around, ready to go. At just 21 years old, let's see whether or not the youth will be on his side as we get into round number two. 2 more minutes on the clock, and we are underway.
See if Bolden is a little bit more willing to engage and be first this time.
As a guy who's about to turn 40 myself, I think it's awesome that there's a 41-year-old man who's doing amateur mixed martial arts.
Hey, fear the old man in the young man's game.
Makes you feel like you just apply yourself. You can also be in that team.
Right, I don't think so.
Bit of a slip there, and Bolden pops right back up. Another nice kick to the body.
Attaman's to be really confident with his defense with that hand so low. But he's protected himself so far. Good entry. Good head position and turn by Bolden. Back to the cage, though. There you go. And he's being a little bit more proactive about being out that cage and being first.
We talked about the training of Attaman doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. He hasn't been able to get this fight to the floor. And credit to Bolden for making this a kickboxing affair.
I've seen a lot of grapplers become kickboxers. I'm not sure how much he's been wrestling. Have some a few entries here that weren't great, so I think wrestling maybe something like that in the future. But he's willing to stay on the feet and be reckless here, so I'm not mad at him. Probably won that first round.
Down to the final 30 seconds here. And Chris, you did mention about how Attaman is keeping his hands low. Bolden did go high with his last kick. Let's see if he tries that again.
Ooh, good actually good inside uppercut by Attaman.
And once again, down to our final 10 seconds in round number 2. Another close round. Bolden pressing the action a bit more here.
Nice,
yep, nice little combo there as we close out round number 2. We got 1 round left to decide this thing. TJ, how do you see it?
Man, it might be even. Bolden started to surge in the latter part of that second round, but, you know, Attaman, he's had a lot of confidence. He's taken the center of the cage. We'll see if that confidence can continue, but also, it looked like he slowed a little bit. Chris, do you feel like maybe the cardio for Attaman is concerned?
There is definitely a noticeable change in Attaman's output there towards the end. He definitely slowed a little bit. I'm pretty sure Bolden landed a really nice body shot that kind of staggered him, like right there, yeah. Good inside uppercut, though, by Attaman, but I think he's starting to slow down a little bit, so we'll see how well he recovers in this minute between rounds.
And once again, Bolden choosing not to take a stool in between rounds. Still looks fresh, you know, again, just 21 years old. But I have it one apiece. I think that Attaman probably got the best of the first round by just edging it out and being a bit more aggressive. I think that Bolden was a bit more effective in round number 2. I think it really matters who takes the center of the cage in this third and final round. Try to impose their will because you only got 2 minutes to work.
Yeah, you got to believe it's going to be a sprint here down the stretch.
Bolden looks ready to move here. I think this corner told him that he needs to win this round.
Here we go, third and final round.
Let's see who's the first to push the pace. Ooh, beautiful outside leg kick battery.
And Bolden looks like he wants going. Ooh, a couple of uppercuts there, one from each fighter. Attaman, I think, got the better of that exchange.
I think Attaman won that exchange. I give him credit. They are not afraid to throw once the contact begins.
Attaman, you know, fighting a little bit more on the back foot this round, backing up, but still aggressive. He's not losing that offensive mindset here in this fight, even if he is forced to be more defensive.
Even if he's not a striker, he's more than comfortable biting down and just throwing when he has to. He almost took a nice right hand there, but out of the way. Right back to the center. I do enjoy that Attaman's walking right back to the center off the cage. Getting backed up here a little bit.
Yeah, much different strategy from Attaman, though. I mean, he is definitely looking to counter in round number 3, whereas in that first round especially, very aggressive.
And that usually happens when you get stung. Like he may have gotten stung, made him realizing, hey, I don't want to be the one leading the dance necessarily. But you've got a minute left, and you got to make something happen in a one-to-one fight.
I mean, hands all the way down by his hips.
Oh, you got to be really confident.
They've kind of been there throughout the entire fight, but obviously a little more fatigued now, and you can see that. And Bolden, I think this fight is his for the taking if he can really turn up the volume and try to get something going here in the final 30 seconds or so.
Inside leg kick there from Bolden, like you said, TJ, down to the final 30 seconds.
Stance switch. So even here, you guys got to notice with Bolden switching stances. It's something that's definitely more common in current MMA, but you got to be careful with switching in front of a guy. Good hook. Big hook.
That could be the deciding factor right there, down to the final 15 seconds. Attaman now posting up and just raining down some leather down to the final 10. That could be the decision maker in this fight.
That's the biggest moment of this fight and the biggest moment in a close round.
What a swing for Attaman there in the final 30 seconds. And Bolden gets up and you can tell he is none too pleased. I think it really comes down now to how the judges saw that first.